Hello, ladies. What's up, guys? Kenny Master here, coming to you from an undisclosed location. And I'm going to warn you right now, this is going to be a long video, at least 3 hours. And this is my second attempt, actually, because I'm recording with GeForce Experience, and I was not paying attention to the notification that came at the top of the screen that the recording had stopped because the max size had been reached. So I kept flying for like another hour. So now I have to do this again, and it's going to be at least 3 hours. So anyway, the reason it's I want you. So I guess to start, the purpose of this video is for a couple reasons, and it kind of goes back. The first reason is that because I have been accused of, in the past, of not showing my shit, which is not true. I've been showing stuff on YouTube for quite some time now. That's one. And then another one that kind of really irked me was my style of flying apparently bothers people. That I've been told you cannot fly a military plane of any kind in a GA setting. It's not what they're for. Okay, well, I'm going to prove you wrong. And the reason I'm not showing you the location is because this is also Twitch and YouTube, you know. People love to steal other people's idea and then sell it for money. But I probably shouldn't be worried about you guys doing that because, hey, I'm flying a military plane in a military-only setting. Why would anyone take a GA plane and try to replicate what I'm doing, right? Anyway, hope you guys are getting my sarcasm. Or am I being too subtle? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I'm too subtle. But the title of this video is going to be called Star Wars Canyon. And it's based off of the Star Wars Canyon in Nevada, a military training site for fighter pilots all around the world. And from when I watched a video from CW Lemoyne, he had talked about this when there was a crash. Was this like a year or two ago? And he said that the military has certifications to fly at 250 and 500 feet AGL, and that's what Star Wars Canyon was for. So I had this idea a long time ago to do this as a group flight, but it never happened. So I'm just going to do it myself. Hopefully I can get this whole thing recorded and uploaded, and then show you guys that, hey, it is possible to relax and have fun. And then challenge myself to try to make a really long video, because this is going to hurt, guys. My head's already hurting because I was about 2 hours into the last flight. Flight simming is a huge migraine trigger for me. So this is going to be very painful just to send a message. But it is fun. Don't get me wrong, this is fun. I've done this multiple times. I did about half of it with the chopper once, and I had to do it in sessions, but quit because it's quite a trek. I've done it with the Corsair, the Talon, but I never recorded it. And I had thought in the past about maybe just recording sections. But I don't know. I'm going to try to do the whole thing in one setting. Now, you'll see I'm trying to stay as low as possible. I'm going to try to keep this below 1,000 feet AGL. The MSL will increase. By the time we're done, we'll be at about 3,000 feet MSL, so I'm just kind of doing this by vision, and I'm going to try to follow the outline of the river. And this is what I originally got into X-Plane to do. What you guys are doing on Mustfuss is actually what I was made fun of for when I first got X-Plane. I said I wanted to get the Corsair and just do low-level flying, and I kept getting pumped by people like, no, Kenny, you gotta fly IFR, and really couldn't get people to join me. And then Mustfuss came out, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, hey, let's go low-level flying in GA planes. And then all of a sudden they thought it was fun. So I don't know what to think of people. So other than, I'll just say, not to dwell on this, but as far as I'm concerned, you guys aren't good enough to fly with me if this is the way you guys want to be. This is supposed to be fun, not about money, not about views. None of that bullshit. It's supposed to be fun. That's what got me into this. Now this part here early on is where I have gotten lost and have been able to backtrack. So if I get lost again, don't be surprised. I have to do that once in a while. It all depends, because the thing about low-level flying is you really do have tunnel vision. You don't have a wide range of view, and you really have to pay attention to the landmarks. And in X-plane, we know that, I mean, the scenery isn't the most accurate, so we really do have to go by the bends in the river and try to keep track. And that's really hard for me. I don't know about the average person, but I'll tell you, for me, everyone's got some limitations, and I got mine. And believe me, this is gonna hurt. This sucks. And the worse the migraine is, the worse everything is. So it's easy to get lost, and you have to stay focused. And the fact that I'm trying to make videos, and if anyone remembers, I've said many times, I can walk and chew gum at the same time, but I struggle to talk and make videos at the same time. But I will do my best. And right now, see, like, and where this is going to hurt me too, is that I'm trying to fly and talk at the same time, and it distracts me from looking at the map, and I lose track of where I am. So one thing, in my last video, I did get lost, but it was in a spot that I had gotten lost before, and I was able to backtrack, and I knew exactly what I did wrong. Like, I was completely oblivious to one of my physical landmarks. It was an airport that was going to be my waypoint, to know where I was, to know which direction to turn, because there's rivers that break off in various directions. And like I said, I'm just really focused. If you can't be really focused on the flying, then it's very easy to miss things. I'm trimmed out a little bit better here. I'm going to try to maintain 215 miles per hour, which is about 185 knots. And as I'm turning, I'm going to bleed off speed, losing RPM, and then we'll gain it back. But trust me, this really is fun. Let's see, is this where that is? I'm trying to look at the map right now, and that's where I've struggled a lot, because I keep losing track of where I am. I'm trying to talk, fly, look at the map. My first waypoint is an airport, and last time I made the video, like I said, I actually flew past it and did not even realize it. And one of the reasons I probably overflew it is probably because I wasn't paying attention, like looking side to side, having the movement too, because I know to look for these waypoints. So you gotta, there's a lot to pay attention to. You're looking at the terrain, looking at gauges, and then looking for that waypoint, and then also trying to I don't know, just do everything. There is a lot going on. And I'm also gonna not pull up the mini map. If I ever have to pull up the mini map, I'll pause. I'm gonna try to. Like I said, this I learned through GeForce Experience. I'm not able to do this all in one thing. It will max out on the size. So, like I said, I don't want you guys to think that I'm cheating. If that happens, I will either pause and take a break and then start recording, or immediately start recording again. But I'm not gonna let you miss out on where I'm at. So, like right now, I am heading east. The map, trying to remember where. And it does get easier as it goes along, because it widens out, and then there's gullies. There's just for the most part anyway, and then we get into the canyon part. This early on, we're kind of in a plateau, but eventually we do get into the Star Wars canyon aspect. And I think I said this. I do like to fly low, because it's, when you're flying high, what's like a lot of times we just don't maneuver. And one of the things that we have seen so much lately, and really we see it on VATSIM, is with the new people not knowing how to fly the plane. We see people just get into the jets with autopilot, and whatever. If that's your thing, that's your thing, fine. But when shit goes wrong, then I got to go right on this one here. But then when shit goes wrong and they have to disconnect the autopilot and actually fly the plane, they can't. This isn't a bad, test, like a little bad. It's not bad practice. And we've had many people say that. Just get in a GA plane and fly around. And then they do, but they don't really focus on the flying aspect. It's just all about fucking around. It's all about photobombing the streamer. All right, here is one of the waypoints here. And you would think that I would notice this, but there's an airport there. Some player or whoever is coming up, and you would think I wouldn't miss it, but I do. Yeah, see, there it was. It's pretty small. So this is the first waypoint. And when I would get lost, like I would go past it and then I would come back, and then I was like, oh wow, how did I miss it? Because the scenery actually looks, it gets in this. Here's where it starts to get a little bit of a gully, and I wouldn't notice it. Like off to the left here, this gully, I wouldn't really notice it when I was turning right, but when I would do the back course, then I would notice it. So here I got to pay attention, because eventually it's going to break to the right, and that's usually where I get lost with this, is when it breaks to the right. And I'm going to try to keep talking. The last attempt I was making this video, I was able to talk pretty good for like an hour, and then I ran out of things to say. At least I think it was like an hour. I lost track of time. Like I said, I didn't even realize it stopped recording. Okie dokie, now we're going to turn here, and I'm not going to show you the map. So if you guys are wondering, why is he telling us when we can't even bother to see? Well, I'm telling you so if you guys actually do watch it, telling you guys what you probably do already know, or things, if anyone new is actually watching, like certain things you just want to pay attention for. So now I'm heading south here. And if I'm reading right, so the river that branches off to the right should be coming up. I think it's just right around this corner. I've already forgot if I'm on that downwind leg there or not. But also like the banking, like I said, you want to have yourself on a certain side of the river so you maintain visual, right? Okay, so there's a little bit. There's where I think that's the one that breaks to the south, I think, anyway. But we want to be over here. And follow along the side, and whoop, watch my speed. You see here now we kind of start getting into the Star Wars Canyon part with the hills coming up here. Just overall the challenge, like I said, being able to maneuver the plane, manage speed with manual throttle. That's something a lot of people, as simple as that should sound, manual throttle. Think about that. But that's like two 4-letter words. Manual is like a 4-letter word to a lot of people. It is easier in the Corsair though, with the piston prop. When I did this with the Talon, boy, a lot of turning on that one. I just about stalled that thing a lot, and I actually did stall it. I crashed a couple times with the Talon. Oops, got a little high there. As long as if I can keep below 1,000 feet, then I'll be happy. Because I am going to be maneuvering a lot, and I was probably doing better earlier, like moving the rudder pedals and being like my head, my arms, my feet, like all being one in harmony. But like now I'm shot. But that's another reason why I did this, is like I was thinking like, you know what, let's do this another day. But then I start thinking, no, let's do it when you're tired and you have that, and your head's killing you, and you have that extra element in there, and you're trying to do this whole thing. Like I said, visually, you're trying to manually fly it, look for visual waypoints. And let's see, I think this is where I'm supposed to turn left. Yes. So this was one of the points where I was, you look when, if you're not truly focused on where that river was. So when I said I was like, you want to, look for certain bends in the river, look for where it straightens out, to make sure you are orientated right. And then you know where you're at when you can look at the map. You look for certain sections. And that's why, like I said, that's why you want to keep visual on the river the whole time, so you don't miss those little things. And also, again, the challenge. I wouldn't have to do this. I could cut cross, but where's the fun in that? Like I said, I like to fly the plane. So now I'm looking at the map because I know there's going to be at some point another spot. There's always like little tiny rivers, but there's like a noticeable decent sized river that's going to be branching off to the right. Yes, so where that airport was, I didn't look to the left, but because it's kind of hard to see, because it's kind of the beginning of a gully or of a valley, but there's a little bit of a lake in there and that's where I'm like, if I had VR, like I was supposed to be easier. I am really bad at looking side to side, to have the coordination to fly, manual throttle, and do this with the keys, because I have like the slow movement I have on my one hat switch that I have. But to be able to do these quick things, if I had a throttle quadrant with like buttons on it, that would really help. But I make do. It's not required. Stuff like that. So it really takes situational awareness, and that's why I get lost. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to everyone. Just if you are worried, then double back. I've had to do it. There's no shame in it. I've gotten lost. I've had to cheat, believe me, and I didn't like it. There's times I've pulled up the mini map and it's like, oh, I'm exactly where I wanted to be. Why was I questioning? Why was I second guessing myself? That this type of flying, there's a lot of psychological warfare in it too. And what I kind of make the comparison on this too is, God, I don't know how long it was ago, but there's stories of like people up in like northern Minnesota. They'll be out in the wilderness in the winter, and they start getting, they're lost, right? And they start getting confused. And I remember one particular story when I was younger. There was a guy that was found walking by a highway in his underwear in the dead of winter. And it turned out what happened was he had gotten lost, and he was walking around, and he got hot, he was sweating, he was disoriented. And so he had took his clothes off, and like when they found him, like he was completely out of it. But he was only about 10 miles from where he was supposed to be. He wasn't that far. But he was just going in circles is all he was doing. And I mean, that's kind of scary. But that's just an example of how easy it is to get disoriented. Watch out for those power lines. I think I went under that first set back there. That's not the first time I've done that. There's supposed to be a dam here, but it's one thing X-Plane doesn't show is dams. So it's my heading, 060. It's just important to pick the river that's distinguishing, that's a little bit bigger than others, and you stick with that. X-Plane, one thing that really bugs me about X-Plane is the way that the autogen is, rivers don't connect like they should, so it's very easy to get confused as to which river is which. It's another reason I've gotten lost. Now, I'm going to want to be looking for a place, if I'm able to pay close attention to the map. And, you know, again, like I said, I struggle to do all this stuff. As I look at the map, I want to look for a spot now where I actually turn a little bit southeast for just a little bit, and then we head back north. And then once we head back north, we can start looking for other. But I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I think this is the way. We turn here. See what I mean? Like it's easy to second guess yourself. So it broke to the right, but I did not want to go right on that one. Oh, at least I don't think I wanted to. Oh boy, I don't know anymore. See what I mean? Like I got lost in the last time I did this. Well, this might be the right turn that I was talking about. Maybe. I don't know. Oh boy. You know what? For now, we'll just pretend I'm right where I need to be. That's another thing. Like, don't. If you ever second guess yourself, don't just make an assumption and like, oh my God, I'm lost, and then immediately turn back. You know, give yourself a little bit of time, because I can't tell you how many times I've actually been where I need to be, and I circle back for nothing. I mean, it never hurts to double check, I guess. But you know, on one hand, you know, you want to make sure, but on the other hand, don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself so much. Wait a minute, I cannot be at that spot already, am I? Maybe I am. I don't know. See what I mean? Like I said, I'm just right. I'm freaking shot. But like I said, this is a. There we go. See, it just GeForce had just cut out there, so that was not very long. And I think I had it set for 60 megabits or whatever. I don't know. So good thing I noticed that. So I don't think you guys really missed out anything. I was over this lake. I was saying that I was further along than what I had thought. And I think that'll happen a lot too. So just pay attention to where you are. Now at the end of this lake here, we're going to reach a spot where we won't see the river. Will still be there, but there'll be a good chunk of it that we won't see. It's a very wooded area, and so the autogen, as you guys know, doesn't always pick it up on the smaller rivers, and so you won't even get the outline. You won't get anything. But just believe, just make believe, pretend that it's there, and trust your instincts. Don't go thinking, oh my God, I don't see a river and I'm lost. Because believe me, I've done that too. That's the psychological warfare. You just got to know which sim you're in, and that it's not always going to be there. Now, if you're following the Mississippi, you know, big river, that's a different story. But like I said, it will widen out as we get further along. But you see what I mean now? Right here, we're in Star Wars Canyon, Star Wars Canyon Hooligan style. but it's tunnel vision, right? You don't have anything around you. You don't have that panoramic view of being at like 5,000 feet. It's a lot easier to see, you know, pick out. You can look over a wide area and pick out, oh, hey, I know where that is. No, you just have to be paying attention. I was going to try to pull the map. I can tell you, I had different experiences with this and the Talon, because the Talon, you know, it's a turbojet and you got to go faster, and you're not able to maneuver as easily with this, so you can't make the outline with that you can with this. But I would get lost in different places with each plane, because sometimes it's being able to turn all these turns gets me lost, because I'm confused. Well, how far am I? Because you actually are traveling further. You're doing more work. If you're doing all these turns, it's easy to forget where you are. But then with the Talon, I'm going so fast that I was used to looking for certain little bends in the river that I wasn't seeing anymore, because I was going faster and I was just picking a straight line. I was cutting corners, and that's something that would hurt me. And here it kind of was like two little cricks, one on each side. And again, yeah, this is default scenery. This is not ortho. This is, I think I just have custom, was it HD Mesh version 4 or whatever it's called. Okay, so now my next physical waypoint here, there's a little bit of a crick that breaks off to the right. We do not want to take that. That's just to tell me where I'm at, because there'll be a gully off to the side, and I think that might be it right there. See if we pass a river. Is there a creek there? At least I think that's it. Maybe it's the next one. I don't know. Maybe it's the next one. But it's just something to be aware of. And another thing about X-Plane too, that there's probably some things in here that, you know, we're not going to see on SkyVector. SkyVector's not the best map, but it gives you ideas. I don't use Navigraph. I'm cheap. You know, yes, the ARAC cycle would be nice, but I mean, I'm not the richest person, so I'm a penny pincher. Every little bit goes a long way, and it's not going to enhance my gameplay that much, so I'm not going to worry about it. Actually, I wonder if this is where it breaks to the right. Maybe. Does that look like a stream over there? Pay attention, don't crash. Believe me, I have crashed. Yeah, I think that's the one I was looking for. Looking around, I've crashed into a mountain. This is not the first time I have done this thing. I've done it multiple times. I just haven't done it in a while. And I decided to do it in the Corsair. It's a prop. This is my bush plane. Okay, so I found the river that goes to the right. So where are we heading? Are we heading west? Yes, we are heading west. Then we're going to bend around to the north. And then really the next physical waypoint I'll be looking for will be a little bit of a pond. So yes, I'm going to try to follow the river too, but I'm going to be looking for a pond that if it shows on SkyVector and there's nothing else around it, it should be noticeable in the sim, which it is, and I know it's noticeable. So that's going to be my next waypoint. So when I see that, then I know that I will be turning shortly. Oops, not paying attention to my speed there again. This thing will go through a lot more fuel, going from 215 miles per hour to 250. So what happens when I get to that little pond that I'm talking about is shortly after, we got to make sure we turn to the right. And even if I did turn to the left, which I have done in the past, eventually I'll find out, because it widens out and it doesn't if you go to the right. But also if you pay attention to your heading you know, it's a guide. There's certain areas where if you're, you know, rivers don't go in straight lines, right? So you're going to be going, you know, north, south, east, west for a little bit. But if you're, you know, heading a certain direction that makes absolutely no sense when you look at the map, then you know something's up. So it's a guide. And yes, I'm doing this all slant uniform. This is a pretty basic plane, and like I said, it's not bad. This is the JCS Corsair. It's not perfect, but I remember, guys, I did a video on how to land it. It's not that bad of a plane. I'm sure there's some things that would be nice, but you know what? It's the type of plane you can get in and go. It works. It just struggles to stop, but I made a video on how to do that. Just go get out and have fun. Let's see. Map. See, just like that, my speed went up there. Ugh. Trying to keep her at 215 because that's the recommended cruise altitude according to the real life manual. And I probably don't have to pay that close attention to the river right here, just because I know from experience that this, where I come out, it will be noticeable, and you guys would even know it too if you saw the map. That where the river that we join, you'll know. So I think, I don't know, what is it, like almost some peaks here, like looking at the chart, it gets up there. Now imagine trying to do this in a group setting. So here's that little pond I was talking about. So here's where we need to start paying attention. But imagine doing this in a group flight. Let's say you got, you know, a bunch of people, and you have one, and I'll go single file, and you're like, all right, have the best navigator lead us forward, and you trust them, and then they start saying, guys, I'm not sure where I'm at. You know, what do? Someone's got to, everyone still has to pay attention. You know, imagine doing that. Sorry guys, I'm looking at the map too because the waterway is coming up. And this is one area where I know that I have taken the wrong turn in the past. And I don't know why. This area should not be. It was more so with the Talon than with the Corsair, but I'm paranoid now. So here we're going to want to go right, not left. And see, when I would come out here with the Talon, I was trying to maneuver between those little hills. See right there, there's an airport. That's also one of the waypoints. So we want to make sure we go right of the airport, not left. And see, they're like VR would kind of, like, I don't want VR, but like if you had that would make things easier, because I also struggle being like with the coordination of being able to move the stick, the throttle, my feet, and then look around using the hat switch. I do have some hotkey setups, like I can, like, actually I guess I don't on this one, where you can look up and down, like up to the quick view, like up to the angle. But maybe if I had another hat switch on the stick, I would do that. But I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it too much because nothing I can do about it. Okay, got myself a little bit of a wide turn on that one. And if I didn't already say this, you're going to want to like be on both sides of the river. You always want to be on the outside of the river. So if you guys saw me at the very beginning when I was flying, I was always crossing the river, trying to make myself on the outside of it so you can look in. If I'm on the inside of the river and I'm trying to follow it, it's underneath the belly of the plane, and when you get those really tight corners, you can very easily miss a corner where it's constantly going left and right, like at the very beginning. And that's just here. Like I've done other places too where it really bends. You know, put yourself in that situation. I'm not doing a very good job with my rudder pedals either right now. I was doing really good with them earlier. Like, you really got to be in sync with doing everything. Okay, I think I know where I'm at here. I see this one too. When you get into like a larger opening, it's easy to get complacent too, because you think, oh, sure, the river bends, but I don't need to pay that much attention. I know I'm looking for a certain area up ahead, but that part of the river might be smaller and narrower, and you should be looking for a river and another valley that breaks off to a different direction. And that's something I was guilty of in the past. These are all things that I know, but as I'm flying, like, this is fun, but at the same time, it's kind of boring. Like the hum of the engine, I'm used to doing this with just me, and maybe I'll have like a stream or YouTube going on in the background, but not much for distractions. But yes, I can walk and chew gum at the same time. But just always be mindful of where you are. Even out here, when there isn't much there may not be anything for buildings, you still need to find your physical waypoints based on what you can find on the map. I don't like to go by power lines because the AutoGen can put power lines in places that I don't think should be, and then they don't put power lines where they should be. Okay, I think I know this part here where it bends to the right a little bit and then it comes back. So this would be considered a distinguishing feature to me, because it's a sharp bend. If you guys saw the map, there's lots of little bends that go wind back and forth, maybe 30 degrees here and there, but this was a sharp 90-degree bend. Oh, this may have been a bad idea because my head's killing me. But like I said, that's like, try doing this with other distractions. That makes this even more challenging. And if you can make it through and do it, then hey, I consider that bragging rights. Do it amidst distraction. So you guys are going to find out how boring I am. Like I've said, I have no good reason to stream. I have tons of reasons not to stream, and one of the reasons is that I'm boring. I'm a chatterbox in Twitch chat and stuff, but anyone can sound like a chatterbox in text. But on here, I would just be boring. Like if I were streaming right now, I would not be able to watch chat at all. Didn't really. Well, yeah, I kept it below 1,000. Just not doing a very good job with the rudders. Not this time. It was earlier. I was doing really good. Pretty area though, isn't it? Imagine doing this in real life. Oh yeah, I should also be paying attention to the top of the screen and not be. I guess I didn't think about that. I might have missed it because I was looking at the map, and maybe that's why I missed the recording. Hopefully, I'm still recording. Dang it! I wonder if I should pull up GeForce Experience to see if I'm recording. I might have been looking at the map because I remember like the first time when it happened, I was surprised it came up when it did. Not in a very good spot to do it though here. Yep, good. It is recording. I didn't think about that earlier, so yes, I can check it. All right, good. I didn't miss it. Make a mental note of that. If I'm ever looking at the map, and then I should make sure I'm recording. That's probably what happened last time. I was looking at the map and did not realize it had stopped recording. And that's why I missed a notification. No, I don't have OBS, and no, I'm not going to. Most of my video, you guys have seen the videos I made. They're short little clips, and that's always within GeForce Experience's limitations. This one, on the other hand, will be different. Bit. What I'm looking for here is a sharp bend to the right as a reference as to how far along this stretch I am. Now, as I look at Sky Vector, these houses aren't. It doesn't show these houses. So imagine living out here in the middle of nowhere. I kind of grew up in the middle of nowhere. I grew up on a dead-end road. Nearest neighbor was about a half-mile away. Man, there's times we go 3 days in the winter without electricity because the power lines would be down. No, I don't want to go back to those days. I mean, I do want to get back to the farm someday. I do miss it, but I also like the technology. I don't want to be that removed from society because I grew up on video games too. Fall asleep yet? The hum of that engine kind of does it. Makes me tired. Reminds me of being in the tractor all day. It's like the hum of the tractor would put me to sleep. To train, boss, to train. So I'm looking at the map right now. I don't know if this is where she splits off or not. maybe. There's a couple possibilities. There are a couple branches, a couple spots where this thing branches off. And see what I mean about situational awareness. I've already lost track of where I'm at, so I'm not sure which one that could be. I don't know if I'll be able to see a little bit of a pond off to the right. I'm looking at the map. I should maybe be able to, but there's one coming up there. If anything, I need to pay attention because it's going to get to a point where this whole valley will kind of widen out for a little bit, and then this river, it wides, and we want to make sure we go to the right. And I think the right is a little bit narrower than the left, looking at the map. We're still recording. Yep, it says we're still recording. Sorry. Got a little paranoid there. So you might see me do that a couple times. Because after that last time, I was like really bummed. I was like 2 hours into it. And it only recorded an hour. So, that sucked. Oh, wait, does it actually say it at the bottom of the screen the whole time? And I didn't realize that? Bottom right? Oh my god, if it's... Jesus. If it does and I didn't see that, wow. Okay, I'm oblivious. If I should have been looking for that the last time. Wow. Derp. See guys, I derp all the time. Okay, I think I might know where I'm at right now. We just did a sharp break to the right. And then came back. I think I know. There is a spot on Sky Vector. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be coming up. I don't know if it's a weather station or an airport. I'm not sure. Let's see how fast am I going? Oops. Bring the speed down a little bit. Like I said, she'll burn. There. I just saw it in the top right of the screen. Luck that it stopped recording. And I was kind of looking at the map too, so luckily I saw it that time. So now I'll just have to go into Windows Media Player and join all of these things together. Okay, I think I want to be going right here now. I think. Yeah, because this river looks a little narrower. Because remember, I sat back there when I kind of arced to the right a little bit. I was like, I think I know where I'm at. Another thing I have a hard time gauging too, when you look at the map, it looks like sometimes these, like a bend in the river, like things look like it's a longer distance than what it really is, and then there's times where it's a shorter distance than what it looks like. I have a hard time gauging on that. You guys dizzy yet? I mean, if anyone has been still watching, has been watching the whole thing up until now, like, tell me, what's it like watching it from the viewer side of it? You dizzy? You tired? You disoriented? Maybe cut the corner a little tight on that one. So eventually we're going to be turning north here again, and I wonder if that's right here, or if this is just a short turn to the north, because it snakes around in here while we're heading east. Yeah, it must have been that short little part. See what I mean? Easy to lose track of where you are. Sorry, I'm at the point now where I'm just running out of things to say, and then get fatigued, and it's like just focus on the flying. But I'm still going to record the whole thing to show it, and so if anybody wants to see it, you can see the whole course of action. So that's when I suppose that's kind of a challenge in myself. Record 3 freaking hour video, piece it together, and upload it. I mean, there's no sense in other than just doing it, like just to show this proof. I mean, I could just like load up at a couple different places, take off, record for like 5 minutes, and say, hey, look guys, I did this whole thing, here's some highlights. No, I'm not that type of person. If I show my shit, I'll prove it. I'll give you guys pure, unadulterated content. Okay, now I gotta start looking at the map. One thing I wish GeForce Experience would do is it only shows like if it stopped recording on this big screen, not on my other screen where I have the map. Okay, I don't know if I've passed it yet, but there's going to be a gully with what should be a little bit of a river coming from the right. I wonder if this is it. Freaky if it is, because I was actually just looking over at the map. Yeah, looks like this might be it. That gully I was looking for. I'm not going to turn there. I'm just saying that's a visual waypoint. I wonder if this highway here is here in real life. Must be something. Boy, if they had to build those pylons in the middle of nowhere, they put a lot of work into it if they did. If it's like that in real life. get leveled out here. I'm going to pull my map down a little bit more. Just see where I'm at, because eventually now the next... See, it climbed while I wasn't paying attention. So what's going to happen next is this will turn to the right, and then we're going to get into a big widening of the river. And then that itself is that's another waypoint. So we have a 90-degree turn direction, general change of direction, not a little bend, not just a short bend in the river. 90 degrees right in direction, and then we should see big widening. God, it's like 7 o'clock tonight. It would take forever to upload this video. I don't know if I should just let it go all night or just save them and then do it tomorrow. I've been up all night actually lately. Like I go to bed but just maybe fall asleep for a little bit, toss and turn, wake up, and so I don't know, maybe I should just let it go all night. I've never actually done a 3-hour video, but boy, I can't imagine it's gonna go quick. I'm getting my altitude here. Whoop, that was a hell of a time. That at least I saw it. So we had to start recording again. Anyway, what else? Like I was saying, is that try to be as low as possible. But then, like I said, there's times where it's kind of bit me in the ass, because then I had to make a quick adjustment. Boom! I crashed. That's not fun. Try getting 2 hours into a bush flight, like 2 hours into a 3-hour bush flight, and then you crash because you were kind of half asleep. That's not fun. I've done that more than once. Everyone has. It's not fun. I know the hell of a bend. I was like, what part of the map is that? Oh, see, that's okay. That's where I screwed up there too. Like, so I was, for a while, I had my, still have my rudder pedals turned right. That's when you know you're tired. Is like you forget to move your rudder pedals with your stick. So that's probably another reason I'm gaining altitude. Don't even realize, like when I'm in the zone, everything's clicking. My earlier flight, I was in the zone, but I didn't realize GeForce Experience had quit recording. So I was pissed about that. Lost some speed on that one. Let's wake some people up. You know what? They're already awake. It's daylight. I use custom day. I'm using custom daytime. It's like noon. Whatever. They're all at work. Deal with it. It's just a game. It's not even real. There's no real people down there, guys. I'm a fake pilot in a fake plane flying over fake houses. There's no people. I ain't worried about waking anyone up. Just worried about waking myself up. Wait a minute. Are we at the widening of the river already? Or is this just another turn? Just another sharp turn, I guess. This part seems to be taking longer than I thought. Unless I'm lost. We should be at a widening in the river. I guess I still have a little bit of ways to go if I'm heading 060 now. Kind of levels off like 09 or 0 a little bit before we get to the widening of the river, I think. Oh, kind of, it's windy here, bendy. Sorry, my voice is really dry because, like I said, I was doing this 2 hours earlier talking and only an hour of it recorded. And I'm kind of doing the same thing I did earlier, that I reached a point in the flight when I got to the wider open area. I wasn't following the river as much because I didn't need to, because I could easily see it. Even though I was going to tell myself I'm going to follow the outline of the river, so eventually I could pull up, when it's all said and done, you can pull up the map and you can see the entire flight path and have that nice beautiful outline of the river. But also the challenge of being able to say, yes, I had the patience to follow every single bend in the river and not cut across a single one of them unless it was accidental, to where it was either cut across it or crash. It's kind of a slow Twitch night too. 2 streams that were canceled, so that was another reason I decided to try it again tonight. It's like, what else have I got to do? There's no VATSIM event tonight, so it's like, why not? And even when we get to the widening of the river, we still got a ways to go. Okay, we might be getting close. If I'm heading 120 right now, I think I know where I'm at right now. Let's see. Oops. Sorry, I still had it on the other screen. So you see where it bent to the right there? I'm looking at the map. It kind of does a little horseshoe in the river and then comes back. I think that's what that was. So we should be close to the widening of the river. And I could tell you once I was doing this and I was like, woohoo, widening of the river, let's have some fun. And I was like just flying really low to the water, and then I touched. And I was like, oh no. I really see, that's what I get for showing off, right? Being a cocky ass fighter pilot. Oh. So here we go. Where we're supposed to be. I said we're looking for that 90-degree general change in direction. And then we find a widening in the river. Here we go. Well, more people. We won't fly over them and wake them up. Oh yeah, there's also supposed to be an airport someplace off to the left here. Not quite yet. I mean, this is decent sized, but just keep an eye open. Oh, I'm at 300 feet now. Or 1,300, sorry. But like I said, by the time we get to the end, I think we're going to be around 3,000. 3,000 feet MSL, I think. Someplace in there. So now I do have to pay attention here. So like at the end of this widening of the river, we're going to be looking for that airport. Because a little bit after we find that airport that's off to the left, we're going to be making a turn left. And actually I'm getting a little paranoid because I was looking at the map. Yep, I am recording. I'm not sure about that red dot there. I could have sworn when it said that it stopped recording last time, the green dot was still there, so maybe I don't know. I don't pay attention that much. Sorry, guys. I usually just my videos. I just like Alt F9 record, and then that's it. And as long as it says recording started, recording stopped in the top left of the screen, I'm happy. And no, I'm not going to take the time to learn OBS. This is just one of those things. One of those fly by the seat of your pant things where I came up with this idea. Let's just try to record the whole thing. This is not going to be a regular habit. Unless you guys want to see another one, I might do part 2. We'll see how many views this gets. Not that I'm doing it for the views, I'm not doing it for the money, but if nobody watches it, if I'm not getting any feedback, if nobody was interested whatsoever, then there's just no point. I know I can do it, so I don't need to prove it to myself, and I really don't need to prove it to you guys, but I was bored. So I thought, let's do it. Let's prove it and rub it in your guys' faces that I did this and had fun while you guys are all off crying about your low viewership numbers on Twitch and how you're not making enough money and blah 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 on Twitch. You poor babies. Okay, I wonder if the airport is coming up here. Seems like we're getting a little bit narrower here. Looking at the map, it's gotta be coming up here on the left side, and it's gotta be. Yeah, there's some pappy lights up there. No, maybe just buildings. I don't know. It's gonna be a concrete runway or paved runway, whatever. Yep, this is it. And then it'll bend to the north, and that's where we want to be. Oh, maybe that's a house. What is that? That red. Was it Pappy Lights? Or was it buildings? Alright, I gotta pay attention over here though, because we gotta be looking for that river that goes to the north. So I'm gonna want to stay on the right side of the river. I mean, it's not not like I'm going to miss it. Even if I went past it, like it wouldn't be by very far, I'd still see it. But it, if I remember right, it just sneaks in between the houses. Yep, see it? Yeah, it kind of doubles back a little bit. It's had a bit of an angle. There we go. And while I have a minute, pull down the map. I think we got a decent stretch here for a ways. So basically now what we're looking for is we're going to get into a wider gully or wider valley here at some point. I mean, this is wider than what it was earlier, but it's going to get even wider. And then we're going to make a break to the right. Asleep yet? Should have planned ahead and did a thing like, was it Mozart's Surprise Symphony or whatever? Or, you know, you guys can use this at night. You know, if you're like the type of person who falls asleep to the sound of a TV or a radio at night. Here you go, you got 3 hours, turn it on every night, and this will put you to sleep. Shit like me right there. I was just totally not paying attention, or I don't know, like didn't have my feet in sync, and I totally climbed on that one. Oh wow. Wake up. Wake up. This is what I told myself I was going to do. Follow all the bends in the river, and I'm just getting lazy. Oh. See what I mean? Like how if you follow every single bend in the river, see how add it up versus flying in a straight line. How much time difference there is in the flight, and then how much more fuel you use. Constantly accelerating, decelerating, burning up more fuel. I'm still very pitchy with this thing. I don't know if you've noticed that, because I still have that response curve very steep towards the back. I got a shallow at the beginning and the steep at the back, and I have it that way for high altitude flying. What part of the river does that? Maybe I'm looking at the wrong part. I mean, it's all one thing, but I didn't see an island on the map. But anyway, yeah, everything I have, I had that shallow curve for high altitude flying so I can hand fly it, but then it makes the pitching really sensitive, especially on flares at landing, because it's like 80% of the travels and the final 20% of the stick or something. Oh boy, so you think I can... Alright, can I do it? Am I too tired? Kind of fall asleep a little bit on the throttle, but see what I mean? That's another. If you keep following the bends in the river, that'll keep you awake too. Like when I do my long flights with the Talon, like I've even done 4 flights with the Takano because I didn't calculate the headwind. Like it gets boring after a while. I'm not gonna lie, but I still do it. Now, how many of you guys, if anyone's actually still watching, would you actually do this? Would you do a 3-hour flight, whether it's here or doing an IFR flight from, like, I don't know, what would be a 3-hour flight? I don't know. Let's just pick a place in Minnesota to LA or something. That's going to take you probably a good 3 hours. Minneapolis to LA would be a good 3 hours with the Talon at least. Would you guys do that? IFR flying, hand flying with the Talon? No. This wouldn't be any different. It's still flying. I mean, it doesn't really matter. The time is the time. So see what I mean right now? We started out pretty much at sea level, and now we're at 1,300. How many? Here's a better question. How many of you guys don't overcomplicate your sim to where you could do a 3-hour flight without it crashing? Oh boy, can I turn this one? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm afraid to do it because if I'm not in my game, that's where I'm prone to crashing. But at the same time, it should maybe wake me up. Damn it. I had my rudder pedals still to the right when I was trying to turn left. Oh. Yeah, baby. Probably should be paying more attention. I mean, we got all these little things. So eventually, this kind of does bow to the right a little bit and then goes north again. But that's where it gets wider, so we're not there yet. But it'll narrow up for a little bit, bow to the right, and then widen up. Maybe we are at the part where it's narrowing up and bowing to the right. The train, boss, the train. Should probably look at the map now. This seemed like a dramatic bend here I didn't expect. We turned right and then a little sharper right. Sorry, those are the sounds of Discord. I'm not sure if this... We've got to be in the wider part. I really think we did go through the narrower part back there already. Just not expecting all these sharp turns here. Which part am I in? See what I mean about situational awareness? I'm not worried that I'm lost. Like this part of the map, I can't be lost, but yeah, I've got to be in a wider area with all these. Like it's kind of flat, and then all these trees. It's got to be in it, just not sure where. Yeah, because there's these bends here, yeah. I think I'm way up there towards the top. Hopefully it's still recording. And then I haven't been looking at the map too much. Okay, well actually, one thing to pay attention for. Okay, I forgot about this. So there is a part here where it kind of splits. There's a mountain, and I wonder if that's it right there, where if you go to the right, there'd be a lake, and then you can rejoin. I wonder if that's it. Sorry, I'm getting a little paranoid here. I want to make sure I'm still recording. Yep, good. Sorry. Paranoid. I don't want to go through the whole... I don't want to do like I did before. I mean, that's like, ugh. This shows how bad my memory is, that, like, I shouldn't have to be, like, worried about where I'm at. But, like, I do. Like, and that shows how much focus I'm putting on flying and not the actual navigational part. Is like, you know, see what I mean? Like, you focus on little things, you know. Either I passed that mountain, or this is the mountain, or the hill right here that I'm talking about, that lake. I don't want to go to the other side of it, though, because I remember doing that a long time ago to find it, and I ended up getting lost because it was either not the hill or... Wait a minute. What? I thought that this just split and that it would go on the other side too. Oh no. I should be seeing water down here. Oh, I was looking at the wrong part of the map there, I think. I think that's what I did. Yeah, I think I need to turn around, or, well, actually, it's going to be just on the other side of the hill. So, you know what? Fuck it. I am not going to turn back. I'm just going to go over the hill. I know what I did wrong. Come on, Bessie. Come on, Bessie. Yeah, I know what I did wrong. Derp. Yeah, that first hill back there when I said, yeah, the lake was back there. And then I went to the left, and it was the next hill. I was... situational awareness, guys. Know where you're at, and know where you're at in relation to the map. No, that was not cheating to get to high altitude to find out where I'm at. I knew where I was. I looked at the map. I just did not want to go back around. Now, what I am going to have to pay attention to here is where it does... Sorry, I'm getting paranoid so much. Yes, it's still recording. So, where I'm... This next patch where I've... You would think it would be noticeable, but like my very first time I did this, I think I got lost, even though there's a widening to the right. So the river wise again, you would think that I would have spotted that easily. But no, I didn't. I kept going straight for some reason. And so that's another one of those things that, like, the psychological warfare, it's, God damn it, get down. I don't want to be this high. Is that I've been paranoid ever since that I'm going to keep making the same mistakes that I did at the very beginning. Slow down, Nelly. You don't need to be going 250. Is this the Y? Or is that? Nah, it's just a little islet in the river. Although it might be a clue as to where I'm at. Just glanced over at the map and there's a little spot where it looks like there might be an islet. Ooh, bled some RPMs there. Oh, see what I mean? Like my footwork, I turned short and climbed. Boy, did I just get myself lost? Sure hope not. Better not have. Okay, now I really am paranoid. I think I'm in the right spot. Just look for that big gully off to the right, where it branches off. Kind of hard not to get paranoid. I mean, dang. I'm this far into it. I don't want to screw it up. Plus, if I'm lost and I have to backtrack, that just takes more time. Although we're at Wise, there's a little pond, like right by where at Wise, and I don't remember seeing a pond. Oh boy, I'm having second thoughts here. Because I'm in a pretty narrow part here. When I look at the map, it gets narrower. Oh boy. I am worried that I went too far. I think I did. Dang it. Pretty sure I went too far. I think that little thing back there, me trying to be fancy, got me lost. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to turn around here. I'm gonna double check. I mean, it's not like the first time I've done this. It happens. Damn. So much for getting it all right on the first shot. Ugh. Well, if I am lost, it's a good thing I caught it. Like I said, situational awareness, it seemed narrower than it should have been. That's good, right? That's good. And if I was lost when I come back, I should be able to see a gully right off to the left. What was I doing that I did not see or not a gully, another valley that branches off? But I also should see a little pond. Like I was looking, there's a small lake or whatever you want to call it. And if it's visible on Sky Vector, it's a lake. And this thing should go by it. Yeah, is that the lake right there? Is that it? Yep, yep. I think so. Yep. Yep, that was it. Boy, I was fucking around and I totally missed it. Cocky ass fighter pilots. At least I didn't get myself killed. Right? It's all good. Not the first time I've done that. Corrected it, and now we're back on course. Gotta take a detour once in a while, right? So now I can move the map a little bit, because now we're in a different sector. This direction for a while, and then we're gonna be going north again. Oh, I have done that too. Try to move things around with the mouse, and because as you lose the speed, your trim changes. I mean, you have your trim set for a certain speed. Well, if I lose speed, then I'm going to pitch down, and I have done that and crashed when I was trying to look at the other screen. Believe me, guys, you can't do anything I haven't done already. Don't feel bad about crashing and crashing well into a flight. It happens. Okay, so this part is what it's going to do is it's going to go east and then curve north for just a little bit and then go east again. Sorry, I was like in an opening. It's good to double check. I'd rather be paranoid now after what happened to me earlier. I don't know, next time it stops recording, I'm tempted to go for a smoke break because we still got a little bit to go. But I'm not going to. I'll stay at it because I did say that I wanted to try to get this done in one sitting. Because the sims are real, right? You know, in the real world, you don't just pause your plane in mid-flight and go have a smoke. No, back in the day, they actually smoked in the plane. And in this stretch, too, there's no airports. It's a pretty remote area. I don't know if you guys actually like heard the very beginning and like, oh, I wonder where he's at. Let's go look at a map. You know, maybe we can figure it out. Like, well, duh, yeah, I'm gonna be a remote area, but if you guys could figure it out, hats off to you. Just don't go stealing my idea and streaming it yourself. Bunch of houses there. Where am I at now? I'm looking at the map. I guess this does bend a bunch in here. Wow. It's almost like I just made a U-turn here. Which part is that? Dang. I'm not. I know which section I'm in, but I thought I was in a slightly different part. Know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be off very far, but when you convince yourself you're someplace different, and then you find out you're not. You know what I mean? That's a psychological warfare. And it only gets worse the longer the flight goes. Whoa. Okay, maybe pay a little attention here now. Don't want to stall it and crash it. And I still got plenty of speed, but I'm this far into it, I don't want to crash it. I want to stay awake, but don't do anything. It's like Lieutenant Dan says. Don't do anything stupid, like getting yourself killed. I've done that plenty of times. I don't want to do it now. We'll just sit here, chill out, and eventually we'll be heading north again. You can see how much speed I've bled off during this little. So, look at our altitude. We're at almost 2,000 feet. Remember, we started at about, it was about 200 AGL, not quite sea level where we started, but. So we've already gained 2,000 feet in altitude. That's almost 3 atmospheres. Still awake? What time did I start? Around 6-ish? 6:30-ish? It's almost 8 right now. What time did I start? Because if I said this is going to be about 3 hours, that means I got at least another hour to go. Maybe another hour, hour and a half. And that's another thing. Why I don't shame. You think people have the stamina? The stamina. Remember Call of Duty, stamina up. Could you guys hang with me for this? Or would you get half an hour into it and say fuck it and then quit? That's another reason I don't. People have short attention spans. Don't get me wrong, I do too in certain areas, but you guys should know me well enough. Look at the flights I've done, sit and watch a stream for 6 freaking hours, if not more. Okay, general direction. All right, so we're heading almost north now. We might be in that spot where it bends north a little bit before it goes east. Unless I already hit that, I don't know. I'm not sure. To tell you the truth, I kind of lost track. Situational awareness, something like that. Okay, bring the speed back a little bit. Give her a little too much. Sorry, I had to reposition my stick. Even with the rubber pads, she still moves around. It's worse with the chopper. Am I still recording? Wow, this seems like a long stretch that it's still recording. First couple, like, it would stop. Like I'd already hit the max. This one seems like it's been going longer. Either that or I'm just flying so long that like it's just not going by fast anymore. You know how it is? Like the first half of a trip goes quicker than the second half. Second half you just keep looking at the clock and it's like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I just don't want to miss it again. I'd hate to cut out of it. You know, I don't know. If it stops recording, maybe I should just say fuck it and pick up where I had done it. Because I don't know if anyone would know the difference. Than anyone. It's like, that's my lesson about VATSIM for you guys. If you guys can't, if you guys get that pissy about someone getting pissy with you, I mean, or someone coming down hard on you, if a controller is harder on you than you are on yourself, you got bigger problems, guys. All right, believe you me, I screw up, and nobody likes to be the one who gets called out, but believe me, I'm punching myself in the head harder than what any controller would when I screw up. And that's a mentality you guys should have. Be your own worst critic. If you let someone else be your worst critic, then sorry, you guys are a little bit on the weekend. I mean, my old man, well, I could tell you a lot of things about my old man, but I mean, at some point, you gotta toughen up, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna fuck around here. I don't. Okay. I don't want to crash. That was a tight one. So get your butts on VATSIM. I'll say that's my biggest one of my biggest disappointments with people, that we never did anything. You know, at the very beginning, I thought I was learning this stuff, trying to catch up to people that I enjoyed watching and looking up to, and that we would someday do group flights, because that's what people were talking about. And then nothing happened. And that was really frustrating. So now I'm out there flying on VATSIM all by myself. Nobody wants to go. Or if they do, like, they never give a heads up. They just go. They never plan it out. And it's like, I've already got plans. If you guys, like, once in a blue moon, I got like a short notice, and it's like, dude, I already got plans. VATSIM posts their schedule. Other streamers have their schedules. I already have plans. So I guess that's another reason to do this too. Is like I made my own schedule. I don't have to wait for anybody. I can do this. I'll fly when I want, and if you guys want to do this, then do it when you want. I'll join. Give me a heads up. We'll plan it out. I'll join. But otherwise, man, just get out there and have some fun. Trees. I wonder. I'm looking at the map, and I wonder if we're on the long stretch going north. I must have done the little short stretch where we went north and then head east. Had to have. So what I'm going to be looking for now is going to be a lake on the right side, and then yeah, I saw I was getting a little low there. I'm going to be looking for a lake on the right side of the river, and an airport on the left side of the river. We're not going to land there. It's just going to be a visual waypoint. Sorry. And yeah, you'd think I'd know this one like the back of my hand by now, but I mean, I don't, and I never did, because I've never actually done it. You know, like, yeah, I've done it a bunch, but it's always been like sporadically, right? So I've been doing this. First time I did this, I don't know, I was here in 2022, maybe a year and a half ago, first time I did this. And that's 18 months. Let's say I've done it 4 to 6 times total. You know, what is that? Like every 4 to 6 months that I've done this? 4 to 3 months or whatever. 3 to 4 times, yeah. So every 4 to 6 months on average that I've done this. A lot goes on in between. I'm not going to remember all of it. Crap, that, oops, sorry. I wonder, did I pass the lake? And was I oblivious? Did we pass the lake on the right side and the airport on the left? Shouldn't miss the airport. It's a concrete airport. And I shouldn't miss the lake unless there was a hill between the river and the lake. A little hill, and I was too low. I don't know. I'm getting a little worried. But and speaking of worried, yeah, I'm still recording. Wow, this seems like a long stretch that it's still recording. Like I said, either that or I've just lost all sense of time right now. It's 8 o'clock, so yeah, I should be on almost 2 hours right now. What is that right there? Looks like we got, is that another ravine coming? Don't want to turn there, I don't think. No, I'm just, even if we had passed the lake, we wouldn't want to turn there, but sorry, this is along, this thing breaks to the left, then like we're not going to see it. Like then that's something to look for too. So either we find the lake to the right or the river breaks to the left. And then we don't see a river. But we don't want to follow it left. We want to keep going straight. Just be nice to know where I'm at. We there yet? I mean, if I were recording, I would have paused a bunch of times by now and gone for smokes. If I was online in an event, people wonder how I can do it. It's like, at least I have, hopefully I have ATC to keep me company. If there's no ATC, I can always pause it and go for a smoke. But even a good 2-3 hour flight, if there's action going on, it's not that bad. Yeah, it takes time, but it's not that bad as long as you got something going on, and that's like why one of the reasons I like FNOs and SNOs, like the VATs and events that get really busy. There's action. There's never a dull moment. It always keeps you on your toes, and it makes this whole thing go by quicker. So I'll say that to anyone, like, if you watch this, if you guys are finding yourselves being bored and you're the type of person who does not want to go on VATSIM, give it a shot. Or just give this a shot. Find something. Have an imagination. Get creative. Try to think of something that you've never done. Think of something that other people have done that you've thought, man, that's too much, or I just don't want to do that. Like, give it a shot. Like right now, my latest project is the F-16. I'm trying to figure that out, and I've got the INS figured out. Haven't figured out how to get the how to do it slant alpha wise. I'm not sure if that even works. I haven't put a lot of time into it, just because if I wasn't able to figure out the navs, then I was like, what's the point? If all I'm going to do is VFR with it, then there's no point. I can just fly this or the Talon, a plane that's really quick to load up and get going. But if I can ever get if I can get the F-16 figured out, then hey, I could take that online. Whoa, wait, what? Okay, that woke me up a little bit right there. I should really be paying attention to the right to look for that lake if I passed it already. And I got a little high again. Damn it. I know, I said, imagine if I put a cap on myself. If I go over X amount of feet, then I gotta restart. No. I'll also keep in mind the handling on this plane. It's a JCS plane, so it doesn't trim worth a shit. That's like the two biggest things about the GCS planes. They don't trim worth a shit, and and then this one doesn't stop worth a shit. The Talon stops pretty good, but neither of them trim. Okay, so what I'm at, right now I'm at like just above the trees, and I'm at 2,700. So remember when I said we were going to be at about 3,000 by the time we get to the end of this? Right, did the river disappear, or is it still there? I wonder if I missed it. I mean, remember, I don't want to turn left. It's just that was going to be my waypoint. I wonder, because if it turned left, then I'd know where I'm at. Okay, well, if I lost the river, then I think I know where we're at. Okay, alright. Well, I better pull the map down. We can close. Still says I'm recording. I'm surprised. So what's going to happen here is we're going to come out into another gully, and to the right will be kind of the end of a lake. But we're going to keep going straight ahead for a little bit, and then we'll be heading east again. So once we get to a clearing, we won't be there for very long. We're going to pass an airport, but we're not going to land there. We're going to pass an airport and then look for another river coming from the other direction, coming from ahead of us, that is going to break right, and that's where we want to go. And on Sky Vector, I'm not seeing these power lines. Should be coming up soon. So I'm heading about 300. It'll turn a little bit back to the right, and then we'll be at that clearing. And believe me, you'll know it when we see it. But I did miss that lake that I was looking for. So that's why it's good to have multiple visual waypoints. Yeah, I think we're getting to that clearing where it opens. I'm getting close to it. I bet if I climbed a little bit, I'd see some water over there. Otherwise, when we break out, see that looks like a, I don't know what you want to call it, a dike or a dam, even though it's not. Once we get past that, we should see some water to the right. Yeah, this is a little bit of a river there. It's like it was there for a little bit, it disappeared for a little bit, and then it eventually did come back, but it's like I'm not going to look for it because I know we're going to come to a clearing and see what I mean. There's that water that I was talking about, that lake. So we're just going to stay in here. The airport is actually on the left side of the gully, so I'll overfly it so you guys can see it. And then I got to get my ass back over to the right. And that's actually not a bad idea to have the airport as a visual waypoint, or just stay on the right side of it, of this gully, because then that would be where I turn. Whoops. Not paying attention to my altitude again. I think that's the airport up there. I don't know if you can see way off in the distance. There's a little bit of a clearing there. I think that's it. I think that's a turf one, but not going to land there. We're going to keep going. I thought about just stopping right here and then making another flight, but I thought, you know what? What's the point making 2 flights when I could just make 1 and really showcase the stamina? Right? Am I right or am I right? Am I right? Right? Hey, there you go. There it is. No, wait. That. Oh, dude, I forgot. That's a paved one. What the hell? I should have known that. Okay, now we need to start looking for a river. And I'm surprised I'm still recording. This has been a long stretch. God, I remember that first stretch. It did not take long, and I had to restart. Okay, I wonder if that's where... I think that's where we gotta be going. Remember, look for a river that goes to the right. Oh, sorry guys. I'm tired, but I'm not. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like I'm mentally drained. Yes, I feel like I'm kind of falling asleep, but if I stopped right now and went to bed, I'd just be laying there. I wouldn't be falling asleep. But like that's why I keep checking to make sure it's still recording, because like I feel like right now, like even if that notification came up, I can't guarantee I'd see it that it stopped recording. What I tell you, I'm looking for a river that goes to the right. There she is. I horrible rudder input there and climbed. Oh, I did not hold her. Alright, so we're gonna go right here for a little bit. Here's where we get not very long. We gotta pay attention, because then we're going to go right. Let's get my... Oops, that's not it. Well, okay, so make sure the DG is synced. Alright. So we're going to go east a little bit here. So we see if we're heading 09 or 0. So here's where you're heading, where you can actually make it work for you. You know, not like there's all those tight twists and turns. Keep visual on the river. But what's going to happen... This river, it branches again. So so it's going to go right, but it's going to keep going north. But we're going to be following a gully to the right, or a valley to the right. Sorry guys, I'm out of it. And we still got a ways to go. See what I mean? Like, who in their right mind would want to go flying with me? And if I tried to get a group flight, I wouldn't ask you guys to do this whole thing. I would break it down into pieces. But I don't even think you guys would do a little bit. And I say that because I've tried. I've pitched these ideas for group flights and it never happened. So I feel comfortable talking more shit right now because I doubt anyone's watching. Because yeah, I am pissed at a lot of people. Does it break? Right. Alrighty, so we're going to be in here for a little bit. We're here now. We're going to be looking for another lake. God damn, I can't believe it's still recording. This is a long stretch. Or not a lake, but another widening in this river. Whatever the hell those are called. I wouldn't call it a lake. Ah, there it is. Good. We're going the right way. Wait, did I see something pop off to the right while I was like... Nope, still recording. Sorry, I was looking at the map and I thought I saw something pop up. I'm so freaking out right now because I'm this far into it. I don't want you guys to have to miss anything. And then if it does cut out and I screw up the recording, I am not doing it again. This is my second time. Okay, get my ass back down. I don't need to be this high. Speed back down a little bit. I had it revved up too much. That's why I gained altitude. Alright, so here's the lake, river, whatever. Every time I do stuff like this, following rivers, I always think of that song by Black Label Society. That was a good song. Okay, I am really being complacent right now. Jesus. Let my speed get back up a little more. God damn. Again, there's another of those points there. Has anyone been still watching from the very beginning and now? Are you still watching? Like, right, put in the comments, like, I'm still watching at minute marker, whatever. Okay, pay attention there. Don't want to crash in the water. Oh my god, maybe I should just pause and go have a smoke. If I ever get that notification that it stops, that ran out of storage again, then I should. But no, actually, you know what? We're getting close. We are getting close. In this river, so now we're going to be looking for another valley that goes to the right. We don't want to go to the right. We want to stay. So this is when we see it branch off to the right, we want to go a little bit to the left. So this is like this is a very shallow Y connection, almost more like kind of like a T, just a really crooked top part of the T. Here's another question: would you guys still be watching without the excitement, like all the stuff we put in Twitch? You know, like all the sound commands, the action, the hype. Nah, I mean it's fun, but I'd rather just be like this, just chill, just time and a place for certain things. I'd rather just, for me, just be out flying. Yeah, I'm getting kind of lazy on following the river here. Sorry guys, I'm shot. You know, like I've said this a lot too. Like when I do my couple hours on VATSIM, like by the time I get there, I'm shot. My brain's fried, and approach controllers get the worst part of me because that's where I am so prone to making mistakes. And there you go. There's the T, but we want to go north or east or whatever. You know what I mean. We just did not want to take a right there. And I can't believe this thing is still recording. Like, seriously, how long has this stretch been? Like, damn. Oh. God, I kind of wish it would stop recording. Then I have an excuse to pause the sim and go take a walk. At least stand up for a little bit. Okay, so at the end of the water here, now we're not really turning, I guess, but this valley kind of turns right, and then eventually we're going to meet another river coming from the south, but we're going to want to turn left. We are getting close, so pay attention. It gets kind of buried. But trust me, we are getting close. We're getting very, very close. We're going to get to a T up here. Like I said, we're going to want to take a left. And then we're in less than 10 miles after that. So put your predictions in, guys. You know me, I always bet 173. How bad do you think I'll do? Because remember, the more fatigued we are, the worse the landings are. How do you think I'm going to do? Will this whole flight have been worth it? Or will it have been a crash landing? And is this thing still recording? I have not. It says it is. That's amazing. And you see how it kind of opens up here. Remember, we're going to want to go to the left. And I'm going to have choice of whichever direction to land because I got custom weather on, so there's no wind. Plus, I'm not in a bat sim. So right now, it's like Cartman. Whatever, I do what I want. These people needed to be woken up. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and drop the gear now. And this thing is going to be right along the river. It'll be on the left. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Okay, see? Pay attention. I dropped my gear and I lost some speed. Pay attention. I can walk and chew gum at the same time, but I'm trying to fly and talk and make a video at the same time. See what I mean? Like almost do the whole flight for nothing. Okay, we'll do flaps 20. Whoa, I pitched up more than I thought. So that's flaps 20. Just going to go ahead and start getting all the flaps down. Actually, let's go up one more notch of flaps. Flaps 40 because I don't need to go that slow, I guess. Still with me, guys? Look straight ahead. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Do you see it? You know what? I don't want to have to do a pattern. I just want to get this landed. This has been long enough. It's been, what is it, 2 hours, 40 minutes? Wow. I think. Wow, I thought this would take 3 hours. I must have been overspeeding or something. Alright, put your predictions in. I'm saying minus 173. I'm sticking with it. The key to gambling is always bet the same number. So come on, guys, let's be like Twitch. Put it in chat. Put it in the comments. Will you be right? You know what? If you're wrong, you can always delete your comment and I won't even know. Just trying to have some fun. Okay, power off landing. Ouch. You know what? It's a bush landing. I will take it. Minus 391. I'll take it. At the end of a long trip like that, remember my old video, keep it on the mains as long as possible. And then the slammer back. Max brakes. And just kind of work that tail. I was tired. So you see what I mean? Like when I do my landings, I want nice butter landings, but it's not the end of the world for me. This was a tail dragger, a carrier plane. I ain't gonna freak. Not gonna show a replay. I'm just gonna end it. If anyone has watched this whole thing, thank you. Most of you probably, like I said, watched the first 30 seconds, fast forward to the landing. But this is what you guys are missing out on. We could have had a lot of fun. I really do hope you guys are enjoying it and enjoying what you're doing with the sim. It's supposed to be fun. Thanks for watching, guys.